America didn't rush into World War II. It tried to stay out. It tried to look away. But one morning in December 1941, everything changed. This is World War II, seen through America's eyes. When we think of World War II, we often picture epic battles, iconic leaders, and a world engulfed in conflict. But what did it all look like through America's eyes? Let's rewind the clock and explore this monumental chapter of history from the American perspective. In the late 1930s, as storm clouds gathered over Europe and Asia, most Americans wanted nothing to do with another foreign war. The memories of World War I were still fresh, and the Great Depression had left the nation focused on problems at home. President Franklin D. Roosevelt, or FDR, navigated this isolationist sentiment carefully. He knew the growing threats from Nazi Germany and Imperial Japan couldn't be ignored forever. Initially, America's strategy was to be the arsenal of democracy. Through the Lend-Lease Act, the U.S. supplied allied nations like Great Britain with crucial war materials, guns, planes, and ships, without officially entering the fight. It was a delicate balancing act, supporting friends while trying to stay out of the direct line of fire. American factories, dormant from the Depression, roared back to life, laying the groundwork for an economic miracle. But everything changed on December 7, 1941. The surprise attack on Pearl Harbor by Japan was a profound shock to the American psyche. It was a direct assault on U.S. soil, and it instantly shattered the nation's isolationism. The next day, FDR famously declared it a date which will live in infamy, and Congress declared war. Suddenly, America was all in. The country underwent a massive transformation almost overnight. Millions of men, from farm boys to city dwellers, enlisted or were drafted into the armed forces. They left behind their families and jobs to become soldiers, sailors, and airmen, shipping out to unfamiliar lands in Europe, Africa, and the Pacific. This was the GI generation. Ordinary people called upon to do extraordinary things. Back home, the war effort consumed every aspect of American life. Women stepped into factories and shipyards in unprecedented numbers, becoming the iconic Rosie the Riveter, proving they could handle jobs once considered exclusively for men. This was a pivotal moment for women's roles in society. The nation mobilized on a scale never seen before. People planted victory gardens to supplement food supplies, collected scrap metal for war production, and bought war bonds to finance the fight. Rationing became a part of daily life, with limits on everything from gasoline and sugar to meat and coffee. It was a collective sacrifice, a sense that everyone had a part to play. American industry performed what many called a miracle of production. Car factories stopped making sedans and started churning out tanks and jeeps. Shipyards built naval vessels at a breathtaking pace. This industrial might not only equipped the massive U.S. military, but also continued to supply the Allies, tipping the scales of the war. In the European theater, American forces joined the fight in North Africa, then fought their way up through Italy. The ultimate test came on June 6, 1944, D-Day. American, British, and Canadian troops stormed the beaches of Normandy in the largest amphibious invasion in history. It was a brutal, costly day, but it established the critical foothold needed to push back against Germany. From there, U.S. soldiers fought across France, faced a desperate German counterattack in the Battle of the Bulge, and eventually crossed the Rhine River into Germany itself. Meanwhile, a completely different kind of war was being fought in the Pacific. It was a grueling campaign of island hopping, taking back territory from the Japanese Empire one strategic island at a time. Battles like Midway, Guadalcanal, and Iwo Jima became legendary for their ferocity. The famous flag raising on Mount Suribachi at Iwo Jima became an enduring symbol of American resolve and sacrifice. This theater was characterized by brutal jungle warfare and massive naval clashes. As the Allies closed in on Berlin and Europe, the war reached its horrifying climax. American soldiers were among the first to liberate the Nazi concentration camps, revealing the unimaginable horrors of the Nazi regime to a stunned world. The images and accounts brought back by these soldiers forever seared the evil of the Nazi regime into the global conscience. In May 1945, Germany surrendered, and Victory in Europe Day, or VE Day, was celebrated across America. But the war wasn't over. The fight in the Pacific was expected to continue with a costly invasion of Japan. To avoid what was projected to be a catastrophic casualties on both sides, President Harry Truman, who took office after FDR's death, made a momentous and controversial decision. In August 1945, the United States dropped atomic bombs on the cities of Hiroshima and Nagasaki. The devastation was immense, and Japan surrendered days later, officially ending World War II. The world America returned to was fundamentally changed, and so was America itself. The nation emerged from the war not as an isolationist bystander, but as a global superpower. The GI Bill helped returning veterans get an education and buy homes, fueling a post-war economic boom and the growth of the suburbs. The war set the stage for the Cold War with the Soviet Union, a new kind of global struggle that would define the next half-century. Looking back, World War II was a defining experience for the United States. It was a story of a reluctant nation drawn into a global conflict, a story of incredible sacrifice on the battlefield and unprecedented unity on the home front. It shaped a generation, transformed the economy, and redefined America's role in the world forever. It's a complex and powerful story, and one that continues to echo through our lives today. Thanks so much for watching. If you found this journey through history interesting, please hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the stories that shaped our world.